Hey, so as of this recording, which is June 29th, I think, the annual Criterion 50% off sale is going at Barnes Noble. So from, I think this year, it's June 28th to July 28th, something like that. At Barnes Noble's, either in store or on online, all Criterion movies are 50% off, and that also includes like the Janus Contemporaries, which is like a side label thing of like newer movies. It's all 50% off. I think Amazon also might price match, but it's a little more hit and miss with that. And really, you should support Barnes and Noble over Amazon, if I'm being honest. But in the spirit of the sale, which happens every July and then usually again in November, I figured I would make a video of some recommendations. So I got 15 movies in a box set, and then another 5 movies that I haven't seen that I'm like really into. Like, I really want to watch them. So I figure out of those, 20 plus movies, maybe at least a couple of them would sound interesting to you guys and might inspire you to, pick something up. Uh, some of these are sort of basic picks, but they're like good movies. Like, they should really probably be in like most collections. Um, so yeah, without further ado, this was one of the first Criterions I got, like definitely before I was like into Criterions, I just bought it because I had heard that it was a really cool movie my entire life, and everybody that told me that was correct. That's Seven Samurai, directed by Akira Kurosawa. This is the DVD release. It's definitely got a Blu-ray. I don't think there's a 4K out for it yet. Um, this comes with a book. It's a really nice big package. It's a long movie. It's 207 minutes, but it's a classic. I mean, this movie is really, really good. Um, it's been adapted into the movie The Magnificent Seven, which was like a Western that literally is just this. It's about a village that's getting attacked by bandits, and then a group of 7 samurai come to train up the village, the villagers, and they defend the town from bandits. And like, it's so good. It's such a cool movie. The characters are all really fleshed out. There's a little bit of everything. I don't know. I really, really enjoyed this movie. Um, I mean, I think that if you don't own it, it's a pretty easy buy. But it's long, it's black and white. It came out in 1954, but like, it's really good. And it goes to show just like what a great filmmaker Akira Kurosawa is. So that's my first pick. My second pick is another Kurosawa movie, and that is High and Low. So this is, I'm also doing these in spine order from like lowest to highest. So Seven Samurai, this is spine number 2. Next up, we have spine number 24, which is High and Low. This is another Akira Kurosawa movie. This one came out in 1963. It's 143 minutes. And unlike Seven Samurai, which takes place in feudal Japan-ish, I don't know the exact time frame. High and Low was modern for the time, so 1960s Japan. And it's about basically a kid gets kidnapped, and the movie is kind of like trying to figure out who kidnapped the kid, get the kid back, all that stuff. It's like a good like cat and mouse game type movie, and it's just really cool. I mean, it goes to show that Akira Kurosawa could make modern films along with like period pieces. So yeah, this is another really easy recommendation for me. If you like kind of intense, or not. I mean, this isn't like Seven or anything, but like, you know, lots of twists and turns, and just like it's like a police movie. It's pretty good. It's just like a crime thriller. So definitely recommend this. Next up, not Kurosawa, but it's also not the last time he's on the list. We got Spy number 51, and that is Terry Gilliam's Brazil. This movie's really good. I'm not really showing the back of these just because Criterions don't have fun backs. But like, so this came out in 1985. It's 142 minutes. And it takes place in like a dystopian future that's kind of not super far off from where I could see us heading. And it's just about a dude that is really tired with his life. I mean, he's like I don't even know if it says exactly what he is. He works in a bureaucratic hell, basically. And he just dreams of having like a exciting life. And he ends up falling into a situation that gets that going for him. And it's just really good. There's a bunch of random people, and like I know Bob Hoskins is in this, Ian Holm, Robert De Niro is in it in a pretty minor role. It just like the sets are all really cool. Like the movie feels like they spent a ton of money on it, and I don't actually know what the budget was, but whatever it was, like you could tell that they really got something with that money, you know? So yeah, Brazil, I just think it's a phenomenal movie. And if you like kind of sci-fi films, definitely give it a look if you haven't done that already. Next up, we got number 84. That is Good Morning. And that is directed by Yasujiro Ozu. This is just a really wholesome movie. Came out in 1954. It's 94 minutes. It's just about two kids that want a TV. Takes place in 1959. So you know, in Japan, it's all of these are foreign language so far, except for Brazil. That's in English. This is also in Japanese. The first two are in Japanese, and it's just about kids that want a TV, and they decide to have a vow of silence until they get a TV. And it's just really nice. It's just a wholesome movie. The kids give great performances, which is rare for kids, in my opinion. I mean, obviously there are exceptions, but as far as kid actors go, both of these kids are great. It's funny. It's just a really nice movie. So if you want something that's not gonna like break your heart, check out Good Morning. Next up, we got Akira Kurosawa. Again, this is the last movie. Yeah, this is the last movie that I'm recommending that he directed. This came out in 1950. It's spy number 138, and that is Rashomon. I really dig Rashomon. It's 88 minutes, so not super long. It's in Japanese, black and white. And it's just about what like the nature of truth is. So basically, this movie is about one event, but you see the event through the eyes of 4 or 5 people that were there. And so every time the event gets retold, it's different because you see it from another person's perspective. And I just thought it was really interesting, honestly. Like, I hadn't seen a movie that really did that. And so, yeah, like, it's really, really cool. Very interesting. And yeah, I definitely recommend it if you're looking for, like, something a little bit more cerebral that'll kind of make you think, because you don't really get like a definitive, oh, this is how things actually happened in the movie. You just kind of have to, you know, roll with it and make a decision. So I don't know. I really liked Rashomon. Yeah, it's a great movie. Next up is Spy Number 536. This one is probably controversial. I don't know. It is Terrence Malick's The Thin Red Line, which came out in 1998. It's 171 minutes. It's in English. Rashomon is in Japanese, obviously. So this is like a World War II movie that's not really a World War II movie. I mean, it kind of is. It's about the battle for Guadalcanal, but like, it's a lot of people, I feel like, would say that it's boring or it's, you know, whatever. And I just don't agree. I think that this movie's really good. It just isn't really about World War II. It's more about like human nature and why we do what we do and just the human condition, I guess. Because, yeah, it's like, yeah, there's fighting and stuff, but I feel like there's an equal amount of shots just of nature and things, and it kind of makes you think, like, what's the point of all this? Why are we doing it? But, yeah, I thought this movie was great. It's got a crazy cast. Like, let's see, on the back, who do we got? Sean Penn, Adrian Brody, Jim Caviezel, George Clooney, John Cusack, Woody Harrelson, Elias Koteas, Nick Nolte, John C. Reilly. I think there's famous people that were cut out of this movie. It's like an insane cast. And I don't know. I mean, if this sounds interesting to you, definitely check it out. It's a beautifully shot movie. It's definitely a vibe, I would say. You know, don't go into this expecting something like Saving Private Ryan. It's a lot more introspective than that, but I really enjoyed it. So, I don't know, just my opinion. I thought it was really good. So next up, we have Spy Number 551. It's Kronos from 1993. This is 92 minutes. It's in Spanish with English subtitles. So this is Guillermo del Toro's first feature film. I thought about including his other movies. I mean, they're all good that are in the Criterion Collection. I mean, you got Pan's Labyrinth, Devil's Backbone, Pinocchio. This is in there. I think that's everything. But, like, I don't know. I feel like people don't talk about this one. Everybody always gravitates towards Pan's Labyrinth or Devil's Backbone. And I thought the Kronos was really, really good. It's kind of a weird vampire movie. By way of like this little device that has this weird bug in it that when it like bites you, you turn into a vampire. And like, I don't know, I just thought this movie was really cool because it's just an interesting take on vampires. It's Guillermo del Toro's first feature, which is cool, like to kind of see how he's evolved as a filmmaker, but like I feel like the groundwork of like how he makes movies was already in this. I mean, Ron Perlman's in it, so you know it's a Guillermo del Toro movie. Yeah, I just thought this movie was really cool, and it just doesn't really get talked about as much. So I just wanted to bring some awareness to it. It's just a cool vampire movie. It's not like super crazy. Like, it's definitely more, like, it's less 30 Days of Night and more like the original, not even Dracula, because it's like Dracula is kind of a villain. The vampire in this isn't a bad guy. He's just trying to come to grips with, like, what he turns into. So I would say it's almost more like Frankenstein than like a Dracula movie. So yeah, Kronos, really cool. And yeah, I just figured I would give it some love. Next up is spy number 562. It's Brian De Palma's Blowout with John Travolta and Nancy Allen. I watched this movie for the first time last year, I think. Came out in 1981. It's 108 minutes. This movie's rad. It's like a cool thriller. John Travolta plays a Foley artist, which are like the people that make like sound effects and stuff for movies. And he's out, recording noises at night, and he happens to record like a car accident, which then turns into more of a murder potentially. And it's just really cool. Like, it's just really well made. It's tense. It's interesting. It's I feel like the pacing is really good. Like, I know this is out on 4K. This is the Blu-ray, and yeah, I just thought this movie was great. Like, it really is just awesome. It also makes me wonder. So Brian De Palma did this, but he also did the movie Carrie, and Carrie has John Travolta and Nancy Allen in it. So it just makes me wonder if he chose, he wanted to keep working with like the same people. I always think about stuff like that. This is also the movie that Quentin Tarantino saw that made him like choose John Travolta for Pulp Fiction. So kind of cool. But yeah, if you want to watch like a cool thriller movie, definitely check out Blowout. It took me way too long to see it, but now that I've seen it, like, I definitely recommend it. So next up, we have spy number 868. It is Tampopo, directed by Juzo Itami. It came out in 1985. It's 114 minutes. And this is just another nice movie. Like, it really is. It's just about a woman that wants to open a ramen restaurant. And it's just, like, about her learning how to make, like, the perfect bowl of ramen. And she's helped along the way by a couple of people. And I don't know. It was just really nice. And then there's also, like, real weird sexual food stuff in here. So that's kind of fun. And Ken Watanabe's in it, like when he's very young, so that's cool too. I don't know. They call it a ramen western, which is just a very fun thing. I don't know. I definitely recommend it. It'll make you hungry, so either eat before or immediately after watching this. I ate ramen while watching it, so aren't I cool? I'm not cool. Next up, we got spy number 977. It is David Lynch's Blue Velvet. It came out in 1986. It's 120 minutes. I couldn't really decide which David Lynch movie to put on here, because I kind of really like all of them, or at least all the ones that I've seen. I haven't seen Inland Empire or the Art Life is a documentary he did. So, yeah, I think out of what's in the Criterion Collection, the only movie that I haven't watched is Inland Empire. So, the reason I chose Blue Velvet is because this was actually like my first David Lynch movie. That it's not the first one that I saw, because I saw Lost Highway when I was a kid. But this was the first David Lynch movie that, like, once I started getting into movies in, like, junior high, I, like, sought out to watch. So, yeah, it just kind of I don't know, has a special place in my heart because it's like the first Lynch movie that I went out of my way to see. And yeah, just about dude, Kyle MacLachlan minding his own business, finds an ear in a field, and then he gets drawn in over his head with some crazy stuff going on in his town, which seems to be a theme. I mean, that's kind of Twin Peaks, uh, and a few other things that he's done. But I don't know. I really like this movie. Dennis Hopper is awesome as Frank Booth, the bad guy, and yeah, I thought about doing Twin Peaks Firewalk with me just because I'm a big Twin Peaks fan, but also that release comes with like it's called The Missing Pieces, and it's like basically an entire other movie's worth of deleted scenes from the Twin Peaks movie. But if you haven't seen Twin Peaks, don't watch that. So I feel like if you're going to just pick a standalone David Lynch movie, check out Blue Velvet. And it'll kind of give you the general vibe. And if you like that, then you have a bunch of other stuff to watch. Next up is spy number 1061. It is Minding the Gap. So this is a documentary that came out in 2018. It's 93 minutes. It's directed by Bing Liu, and it's about a group of friends that are really into skateboarding, and it kind of follows them like over the course of a few years, and like you kind of see the friend group like I don't know, just kind of take the course of like normal life, right? Like some people kind of drift apart, all that stuff, but like it ends up saying a lot about like how we deal with our past trauma and stuff. And like, obviously some people kind of deal with it and grow as people, and some people don't, and they just kind of stay who they were, as a teenager, and don't really better themselves into adulthood. And I don't know. I really resonated with this movie. I thought it was really, really good. So if you're looking for a documentary that I really don't hear people talking about that much, definitely check out Minding the Gap. I thought it was really, really good. So, yeah. Next up, we got spy number 1086. It's Deep Cover. This came out in 1992. It's 107 minutes long. Directed by Bill Duke, who was in Predator. He was, oh man. He was, I'm trying to remember his name, Jesse Ventura's friend in Predator. Yeah, and he was also in like Commando and a bunch of other stuff. But he directed Deep Cover. And this basically takes place in the 90s. It follows Lawrence Fishburne. He's like an undercover police officer that's getting in with like a drug ring to try to take it down. And the drug ring is run by Jeff Goldblum. So he's the villain of this movie, which is like kind of wild. But it's just like a really cool like thriller. Or like, I don't know if thriller is, I guess, the right word. It's just like a good drama. And yeah, I thought this was like just a solid movie. And yet again, don't really hear too many people talking about it. It's a newer release. I mean, it's 1086, so that's like fairly recent. I mean, it's within the last 150-ish movies they've released. So, I guess that's fairly recent. And Yeah, I don't know. I thought Cover was really good. If you like movies like I don't know, King of New York, or I don't know. Yeah, you'd probably dig this. It's really good. All right, next up we got spy number 1089. It's Afterlife. This is in Japanese, came out in 1998. It is 119 minutes long. It's directed by Hirokazu Koreeda, and this is just one of those movies that really makes you think. So basically, the concept of the film is takes place in the afterlife, duh, and well, it's almost like purgatory. And when you die, you go to this building, and you're there for a week, I think. I think it's a week, and when you're there, you're told, hey, you can only pick one memory, and that memory is what you'll take to wherever you go after that. And it's almost like a pseudo documentary style, and it's like, once you pick your memory, the people that work in this building like recreate it on film for you. So they do like a whole production, like they're putting on a play to recreate this specific memory that you want to take with you into the hereafter, and it's just really good. It'll really make you think about, like, just life and what you would take with, like, if you could only pick one memory, what you would pick. And I don't know, I thought it was really, really good. So I don't know, if you want something that'll make you think and it's kind of philosophical and stuff, definitely check out Afterlife. Next up, we got spy number 1160. This is Spike Lee's Malcolm X. This came out in 1992. It is 201 minutes. I know this has a 4K. This is the Blu-ray. Denzel Washington plays Malcolm X. It's got Angela Bassett. I feel like there's a bunch more people in it. Anyway, it's about Malcolm X, civil rights leader. It just goes through his life, and it's just really, really good. I figure if you don't have Do the Right Thing, probably get that movie, but also get Malcolm X. This is definitely an important movie. It's one of the best performances that Denzel Washington has done. And yeah, you just get to, learn about a dude that I feel like doesn't get as much coverage from like the civil rights era as Martin Luther King does. So it's interesting to kind of learn about him, and it's just a really, really good movie. So yeah, Malcolm X. And then last but not least, this is spy number 1193. This is Luis Valdez's La Bamba. This came out in 1987. It's 108 minutes. Lou Diamond Phillips is in it. He plays Richie Valens. It's just about his life. And I will admit, I haven't actually watched the Criterion of this. I've seen I own the DVD of it, but I haven't watched the Blu-ray that Criterion put out. So I assume it's going to look a lot better than the DVD that I have. But yeah, this is just a really, really good movie. It's just, I don't know, it's really good. There's a lot of heart in it. It's sad. But yeah, I thought La Bamba was great. It came out before I feel like there was like an oversaturation of movies about musical figures. So it still kind of does its own thing rather than just being bogged down in like tropes, which is what basically every music movie nowadays is. I feel like if you've seen the movie Walk Hard, you've kind of seen every single film about music at this point. And the insert looks like a flyer to go see him perform. So I thought that was a really cool touch. But yeah, La Bamba is great. You'll laugh, you'll cry, all that good stuff, and it has a pretty good soundtrack. So for box sets, I have a couple, but the one that I will always recommend over and over and over again, it is the World of Wong Kar-wai box set. You get, 7 movies? You get As Tears Go By, Days of Being Wild, Chungking Express, Fallen Angels, Happy Together, In the Mood for Love, and 2046. During the sale, you can get this for around $100, which is pretty solid for 7 movies and a giant book and this beautiful box, plus all the special features and everything. This is a steal. These are all in Cantonese, I believe. They range from 1988 to 2004. And yeah, they're just all good. I haven't seen everything in this set, but I've seen a lot of it, and Chungking Express is probably one of my favorite movies ever made. So, I don't know, there's that. Yeah, I think that if you are only going to be able to afford one box set, or, you're just not really sure, do some research on this, and you might be inclined to pick it up. This is one of my favorite box sets I own, and that's just for any anything, any film, not just Criterion's. This is just one of my favorite box sets that I have. So yeah, the movies are all generally they're just tragic romance movies, but I don't know, they're just really good. This guy is an incredible filmmaker, and I don't know, I just like this stuff. So yeah, great acting, good actors. Yeah, World of Wong Kar-wai, that's my pick for box sets. So these final 5 are movies that I haven't seen, but I really want to watch. So maybe this month I'll finally make the time to do that. I don't know. Probably. We'll see. I'm going to be watching a bunch of other random stuff. And also look out for my video that I'm probably going to record tomorrow of what I watched in June, because I watched a lot of random stuff. And yeah. So for these, obviously, I don't know if they're good or not. I haven't seen them. But they've been on my radar for a long time, and I've heard good things. So, we got Spy Number 220. It's David Cronenberg's Naked Lunch. This came out in 1991. It is 115 minutes. And I've heard that it's just a super wild, insane movie. Peter Weller is the main character. Sounds like he's a writer, and he hallucinates, and I think there's a weird breathing typewriter. It's a not David Lynch. It's a David Cronenberg movie, so I'm pretty sure there's weird body horror stuff going on. So I'm down. So yeah, that's my first pick for something that I want to check out that I haven't seen. So Naked Lunch. Next up, we got Spine number 277, and that is Gus Van Sant's My Own Private Idaho. This came out in 1991. It's 104 minutes. It's got Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix, and it sounds like it's kind of a road movie that takes place in the Pacific Northwest. And yeah, I'm just very interested in it. I don't really know too much. So, yeah, I don't know. My Own Private Idaho. I want to watch it. Then we got Spine number 691. It's Michael Mann's Thief with James Caan. I know that this is like a big influence. It came out in 1981. It's 124 minutes. I think this is like a really influential 80s movie. Like, I feel like the movie like Drive kind of takes a lot from Thief. I know that James Caan is a thief, and he is a safecracker, and he's, I assume, trying to do a score. And I'm sure that he's evading law enforcement, and there's probably some drama regarding him stealing stuff, and I don't know. I really want to check it out. I've heard nothing but good things. So, yeah, Thief. It's quintessential 80s cinema. And Michael Mann is a very good director. I mean, he did Manhunter and Heat and Collateral and Miami Vice and the film version of that. I think he did the TV show and the movie Miami Vice. So, I don't know. Pretty into it. Next up is Spine 1155. It's a Japanese film, Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Cure. Came out in 1997. It's 111 minutes. Sounds like this is a horror thriller police drama type thing where they're trying to hunt down a serial killer. And it's super, super intense and potentially supernatural. So, like, yeah, really, really up my alley. And I've heard it just absolutely, like, amazing. So, yeah, I definitely want to check out Cure. I got it last year during the sale, and I just haven't watched it yet. And then my last pick is Spy number 1185. It's Martin Scorsese's After Hours. This came out in 1985. It's 97 minutes long. It's got Griffin Dunn, who's like the friend that gets killed in American Werewolf in London and then like haunts the main character in that throughout the movie. And like, yeah, John Hurd's in it, Catherine O'Hara, a bunch of random people. It sounds like it's like a weird, stressful comedy. So like, yeah, I don't know. I just really want to see this kind of a movie with, you know, Martin Scorsese's like skill, I guess, when it comes to filmmaking. So like, I don't know, I just want to see what he does with like a weird, crazy comedy movie, because, you know, usually that's not really his thing. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very very excited to watch this. I think this is probably going to take priority. Yeah, because I just really want to check it out. So yeah, that's my list of, you know, stuff to recommend for the sale. And you know, I'll be making haul videos as the sale goes on this month. In fact, I already bought 3 Criterions today, but I'm going to save those for the sale video, you know? And I am pumped about them, but I didn't want to ruin the surprise by talking about any of them in this video, even though I would recommend all of the things that I bought. So isn't that fun? And yeah, you know, that's about it. Have a good Criterion sale. Be good to each other. Don't be a jerk. And yeah, definitely watch movies. So until next time being like 2 days from now or tomorrow, I don't know, whenever, I'll see you. Have a good one. Bye.